emotional roller coaster. I mean, it gets so hard because, you know, I always felt like connected with my fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I went through something, you know, and I feel like fans went through something and people's parents
Hold
went
on,
through
let me
something.
start over.
And it's
So whenever you're ready.
Travis Scott, what's up, brother?
what it do.
How you feeling?
You know, I've been on about like different type of like emotions, you know, emotional roller coaster. I mean,
Emotions probably going crazy.
It gets so hard because, you know, I always felt like connected with my fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I went through something, you know, and I feel like fans went through something and people's parents went through something. And it's, you know, it really, you know, it hurts the community, it hurts a city. And it's just been a lot of thoughts, you know, a lot of feelings, a lot of grieving, and just, you know, trying to wrap my head around it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to be there. And just, you know, wish you could just kind of like hold everyone, you know, kind of just heal them, talk to them, have conversations. You know, it just, you know, it really just hurts, man.
Well, what's your intention with this conversation? Like what do you hope?
I can't imagine what kind of pain my dog in, bro. Like, yeah, the family went through something, but he went through something too. Like, your fans died at your show. You don't think that hurt? Everybody blaming you, everybody shooting you down. You don't think that hurt? My man care about his fans. They pay his bills.
Hope to get out of this, or what do you hope to get out?
I don't personally have an intention. I just feel like something happened and I feel like it's just, I needed just a way to kind of like communicate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
One, you know, the families are grieving, you know, it's fans that experienced something, it's fans that came to a show. You know, and I feel like I just have like I've always been that person to always see things through with the people that shared experiences with me. And, you know, it just, things happen and, you know, I just kind of, you know, it's been such a time and I've just been trying to just really figure things out, you know.
Mm-hmm. I know you, I'm sure you experiencing remorse, but was there any hesitation to have this conversation because of the litigation you may be facing?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course you got people that's just like, oh, what? Like, you know, but it's not about that. You know, it's, you know, you're an artist, whoever people think you are, but at the end of the day, you're a human being, you know, and you have emotions. You want to communicate them emotions, you know, and trying to find the best way to communicate, you know, how you just feeling, you know.
How have you been coping with the aftermath of everything? Just emotionally, just you as a human.
I've been just in a room for a while, you know, a lot of thoughts, and luckily, you know, you have people around that you can kind of bounce ideas, but it just been, you know, I've been doing this for such a long time, and you know, nothing like this ever happened, you know, so it just kind of like, you just kind of figuring out, and at the end of the day, like, these fans are your family, so you just feel like you lost something, and you just, like, you do these shows, honestly, to, you know, for people to have the best experience, you know, and just to think that something like this happened, you're just trying to figure out, you know, just wrap everything around. And so even just for the first couple weeks, you know, it was just me sitting down, but I had to really channel these emotions to just remember, like, you know, if no one's gonna be a voice for these people, I gotta like kind of step up and kind of like be a voice to just figure out that, you know, this doesn't happen in the future, just shows, period. You know what I'm saying? Or figure out the bottom solution of what's going on and just try to ensure people, you know, safety and what they're doing, you know.
Yeah, you said you was in the...
My dog probably was in the room going through it, boy. He said for weeks. For weeks you just in the room, bro?
The room, but then people saw you at the golf course.
Yeah,
with Michael Jordan and Mark Wahlberg. What was that?
It was just Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they were there. You know, it's just good people to have around in the community. And, you know, that was just more like a personal time, just trying to get around. Think like some fan came and asked for a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to be outside.
Now, let's talk about that night, man. When did you find out things got as bad as they did? Now, that's the question everybody wants to know.
Yeah, it wasn't really until like minutes until like the press conference until I figured out exactly what happened. You know, even after the show, you know, you just kind of hearing things, but you don't know. I didn't know the exact details until, you know, minutes before the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And even at that moment, you kind of just like, wait, you know, what? Like, you know, you just went through something and it's just like, wait, what? You know.
So you didn't know people that actually passed away and stuff?
Nah.
Wow.
Until minutes before, you know, which is, yeah, you know, and the thing is like, you know, people pass out, you know, people, you know, things happen at concerts, but something like that, it's just like.
That's what I was telling for. I was saying to people like, bro, people pass out at every single show, every single concert I ever been to in my whole life. People done passed out. Security grab them, take them to the side, they get water, they shake back, it's all good, bro. Passing out is normal, but who on stage with in-ear music in front of 50,000 people is gonna know that people is dying? Unless somebody tell them. You mean?
Yeah, people said they collectively heard folks screaming help every time you stopped the song to get your attention. Did you hear any of those screams?
Nah, man. And you know, it's so crazy because I'm that artist too. Like, you know, anytime you can hear something like that, you want to stop the show. You want to make sure, you know, fans get the proper attention they need, you know?
Right.
And anytime I could see anything like that, I did, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I stopped it like a couple times to just make sure everybody was okay. And I just really just go off the, you know, the fans' energy as a collective, you know, call and response. And I just didn't hear that. You know, I got music, I got my in-ears, but I just didn't hear that, you know?
Break that down a little more. Like, nope.
Something else too, bro. Like, my man seen the ambulance in the crowd. He seen the ambulance in the crowd. He said, "Hey, what's going on over there? What's up with this? What's happening with this?" He was just staring. He was just looking. He said, "Put your middle fingers in the air if y'all good over there. If y'all good, put your fingers up." And they put their fingers up. What else? What else can you know, bro? From hundreds of feet away. You feel me?
Nobody knows what it's like being on stage except for other artists. So speak to us from that perspective of what you can see and hear. It was like, what, 50,000 people?
Yeah, I mean, you got like a venue, you know, filled with like 50,000 people. But it's like a sea. You got lights, you got sound, you got pyro, you got your in-ears, you got your sound, got your mic, you know, got the music, you got band, there's all type of, you know, stuff going on.
So it's hard to tell excitement from danger, so to speak?
Yeah, of course. Everything kind of just sounds the same. And at the end of the day, you just hear music, you know? And when you do, you just hear amongst of things, you know? But when you're in a show, you just enter the show, and anytime you can feel anything close to you, you know, you try to like definitely get to that.
So as an artist, how much can you actually, I guess, help in that position?
You can only help what you can see, you know what I mean? And then, you know, whatever you're told, you know what I'm saying? Whenever somebody tell you to stop, you just stop. But just wasn't it.
It wasn't that night, huh? You know, Raging has been a part of the culture, you know, of your shows. You know, you didn't on this night, but in the past, you've encouraged, I guess, the kind of energy that could have led to something like this happening.
My boy looks sad to
Do you think
death.
that contributed to the energy of this night?
Yeah, nah, I think, you know, it's something I've been working on, you know, for a while, of just creating these experiences and trying to show like the experiences happening in a safe environment. You know, us as artists, we trust, you know, professionals to make sure that, you know, things happen and people leave, you know, safely, you know what I'm saying? And this night was just like a regular show, you know, it felt like to me. As far as like, you know, the energy, it didn't feel like it was like, you know, people didn't show up there to just be harmful. people just, I think, showed up to have a good time, and then, you know, something unfortunate happened. And I think we really just got to figure out, you know, what that was, you know?
Does raging make it harder to identify when something is going wrong in the crowd?
Well, I think, you know, raging is just you know, they have a textbook, you know, definition, but, you know, in concerts, we've grown it to be just an experience of having fun. It's not about just, harm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about that. It's about just letting go and having fun, you know, help others, you know, love each other. It's not about just, you know, harm.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it's all about. The show isn't just rambunctious for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not what it is. You know?
I'm gonna say this, bro. Going to a show with maybe like a couple hundred people, dog, and trying to be up front, bro, you feel like you about to get smashed. I can't imagine 50,000, bro. They be having 100,000, 200,000 concerts, bro. They be having those. You ain't gonna catch me. I ain't going. You ain't gonna catch me, bro. If I can't sit down, I ain't in there. If I can't sit down, I'm not going, brother, at all. Miss me.
Trust me, I grew up on crunk.
Yeah.
So, you know, I understand. You know,
I ain't
you don't want it to get too out of hand.
Yeah, but you know, the energy is high, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, that's why you want to just make sure that, you know, people are surrounded, to make sure that people are just having the best experience. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't say the energy is high, but you know, you make sure that people are there for people to have like the best experience and leave. You know?
Yeah, you want people to have a good time. You don't want people to get hurt
at
though.
all.
Yeah. and you know, God forbid, pass away. And you know, it's typical for you to stop a show to make sure fans in the crowd get the help, you know, they need. There's even footage of that night of you doing that during the set. Were you unable to sense like a difference in urgency this time around?
I mean, yeah, because you know, you stop the show, but you know, you know, if something's gonna happen, if it's something detrimental, somebody's gonna let you know, or you know, the show just stopped. And you know, that just wasn't the case. You know, I just kind of stopped the show. You know, you just ask, you have a call and response with the fans. You try to, you know, generally get a response, but you know, if you don't get like a hard
Like
stop,
Yeah.
you know, it's just you can't, you just go off of what's going on, you know, which makes it so like so crazy, because like, you know, if I feel like if, you know, anyone would have known, it would have just been like, it wouldn't have got that far, you know.
Mm-hmm. What headspace were you in when you
My man look like he on the verge of tears. I ain't gonna lie to you.
posted
Fight through it, my
initial,
boy.
that initial response video?
I mean,
it was.
I think it had to have been the night of, you know. So I was just in a headspace of just trying to get a communication out to my fans, you know. I had little to no information, you know, so I was just trying to figure it out and just communicate to them, you know. Yeah, I was just reacting just literally just to get something to the fans, you know.
Turn my dog into a meme.
Do you regret that initial video? Do you regret reacting in that way, or not having all the information before you said something?
I mean, yeah, because, you know, you just don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to get something out. You know, how my message came out, I can't, you know, I can only go off what I know, but
Mm-hmm.
my true intentions of it, you know, was really just trying to get a message across, and, you know, really wanted to just touch to the fans, touch to the families, you know, that we here, we grieving,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get through this, you know, through this process.
So what did you know in that first video?
I mean, at that time, I think we just knew that, you know, people pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't know how. You know, that it was, you know, the news. You know, I think police came out and said something. You know, you're just going off of what you're seeing in the news. You know, you don't really know nothing. And then as the days go on, you start collecting a little bit more information.
They said there was like chaos and trampling being reported since the early afternoon, like hours before the show even started. Were you informed of any of that ahead of time?
Well, no, like, you know, the police, he came and to my trailer, and he congratulated me on,
Hey, that clip was wild though, bro. Like they knocked the whole like fence down. They ran through. I think they trashed the little merch station or whatever, bro. Like they was tripping, bro. Everybody there was tripping. Like y'all already was on demon time to begin with. It already started off negative. You know what I'm saying? But fans be doing that. They be knocking down little barricades and hopping fences and trying to get in, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to be there. You want to get to the show. You want to be in the front. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to cut corners. You feel me? People don't be having no wherewithal, no concern for this situation, bro.
And having something like this in Houston, he let me know that it was mishap at the merch booth earlier. They shut it down, but they opened it back up. They seemed to got it under control. He was gonna step out and just let us know if we need anything. Have a good show. That was it.
A lot of the criticism, from the tragedy, they say, is in the poor planning and understaffing of the event. As an artist, do you have any involvement in any of that?
Well, I mean, as an artist, you just do the creative. And for this being my festival, I got, bring artists, creatively produce it. And, we just trust in the professionals to kind of just make sure that, people, are taken care of and, leaving safely. I just can control.
I seen somebody else say, bro, I forgot who it was. That was like, bro, most shows, bro, you gonna be understaffed. Like, if it's 1,000 people there, it might only be like 10 police or 10 security. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not it's not staffed properly, bro. Like, there's no ratio. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to work at a job where it had to be a ratio of employees versus customers. You know what I'm saying? So for my one person, I can only control 6 people. If it get out of that, then we out of ratio and we gotta close. There's nothing like that for concerts. It's just what y'all fit, how many people can fit, and then we gonna give you like 15, maybe 20 people to control these 1,000 people, bro. Like, it's never gonna be right. It's never enough, for real.
Control what I can on the stage, and then you have the professionals control what they can in the crowd. It's just hard because as an artist, you want to have like the best shows and you want to have the best experiences, and you link with professionals to handle that side of it, and then, you want to know what's going on. And I think that's what we got to figure out, and figure out what happened there, how it happened,
You spoke on the Houston police chief. His name is Troy Finner. He came to you, and he said he voiced concerns over the crowd energy. So what did you and your team do with that information? What you got?
Well, I think that's what the media. Said, but I think it read to more so that he wanted us to. He knew that our crowd was, the type of crowd that comes. It comes at a heavy crowd. So to communicate with him if we were doing anything outside of the week's itinerary, that week we were doing like a lot of charity stuff prior to the festival. So, there's security at most of the events, but he was just letting us, I guess in that statement, he was just saying if we do anything outside of what we had on our itinerary to let him know. Mm-hmm. But, we didn't even get to that point.
It's crazy, just, being here kicking it with you for a little bit, I can see that, this is weighing real heavy on you.
Yeah.
So how much do you feel a sense of responsibility for what happened that night?
Well, fans come to the show and have a good experience,
Right.
And I have a responsibility to figure out what happened here. I have a responsibility to figure out the solution. And I gotta, and hopefully this takes a first step into, us as artists, having that more.
Festivals as a whole, bro, the whole infrastructure, bro, they gotta redesign that some kind of way, bro. Like, it's so many people packed together, bro. How you think these folks going to the restroom? They hot. They can't breathe. They ain't been drinking no water for real. They've been on drugs. They've been drinking alcohol. They dehydrated. They can't breathe. They being smushed. It's girls in there. They little. They not strong. You got dudes in there. They big. They wanna mosh pit. Like, it's a dangerous environment if you're in the wrong spot. If you're in the wrong area. I don't know. That's why I say if I can't sit down, I ain't going, bro. Cause I ain't finna deal with that, bro. I ain't finna deal with having the elbow for hours. I'm straight. I'm cool. Miss me. Nah, I'm straight.
More insight of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Walk
the
out that thing in
professionals
a
to
bucket
kinda,
of sweat.
you know, surround and figure out more of an intel, whether it's tech, whether it's, you know, more of a response, whether it's whatever the problem is, you know, to figure out that and in the future moving forward in concert safety, make sure it just never happen again, you know?
But let's talk about those professionals. Like how much responsibility do you think like Live Nation and Score More, the promoters, have in all of this?
I mean, you know, they do their job of, you know, setting these things up. So I mean, I think, you know, they when we dial into what, you know, specifically happened here, I feel like, you know, even they can kind of help, you know, figure out what happened in a sense. You know, but at the end of the day, I think collectively, everyone needs to just figure out the bottom line solution. But, you know, especially in concert safety, you know, definitely got to have, you know, make sure that, you know, these things are, you know, done right.
You think these festivals are too big, man? 50,000 people is a lot of people for anybody to control.
That's a whole lot
There
of
are
people,
festivals
bro.
that are bigger, you know, way bigger. And, you know, I just think it's not about the maximum of it. I think it's about the attention to what's going on and how it's going on. And as long as that's handled, I feel like, you know, things can be, you know, can go okay, will be okay, you know. But if you look at it through the history of festivals, you know, this isn't the first time happening. There's been a long history of this, you know. So I feel like if you look at the overall, you know, view of that, and you kind of like dial in, okay, what could we do better to fix this overall for general concert safety? I think we figure out the problem, you know, and make it better for people to have better live experience.
What really could be what could be improved for real? What could be improved? Just put in more security or more police officers or more healthcare workers out there, more first responders or something like what? I don't know how you can really help this situation. Except not overbook it. I ain't gonna say not overbook it. Not have that many people together at one time. But it's a festival. I can't see no solution for that except I don't know, rope them off, create more boundaries. You know what I'm saying? How did we having like the little walk through spaces so people can walk through and see what's going on? I guess create more of those maybe. Something. Somebody can
Live
think of
Nation
something.
reportedly agreed to end the concert early after the Houston PD and the fire department declared it a mass casualty event, but the concert continued for another 40 minutes. Was there ever any communication to you on stage that you should end this?
Well, yeah, I mean, they just told me right after, you know, the guests get off stage, you know, we're gonna end the show, you know, and that's what we did. You know, other than that, there was no other communication. You know,
So after, you mean after the guests? What you mean?
yeah, after the guest comes out,
Okay.
we're gonna end the show. But it wasn't communication on why. You know, it was just, you know, that's what came through my ears. You know.
Oh, so they didn't say stop now?
No. It wasn't.
Got you.
No.
Wow. Do you feel like people are forcing more responsibility on you because you are the front man, because it was Astro World?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm the face of the festival. You know, I'm an artist. You know?
My boy taking all the blame.
So yeah, you know, the media is, you know, they want to, you know, put it on me. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think it's more so about that. I think it's more so about stepping up to figure out what the problem is. And I could take that. I could take, you know, stepping up to figure out what the problem is. I could take stepping into figuring out the solution that it never happened again. Because that's what I generally want to do in general, even just for my community, you know. The whole idea for why I brought this festival to the city was to, you know, show that Houston is something different. You know, and show that there's all different types of lives, there's all different type of energy. And just bring that morale to the city, and just bring that energy to the city. So I definitely want to, you know, step in to figure out, you know, how could we fix this in the future? What can we do to, you know, change these things, you know?
Do you feel like you did everything you possibly could to help in that situation?
Yes. Yes, anything I physically can, for sure, yes. You know, and it just, you know, if knowing, you know, what's going on, you know, you would just wish, you know, how if you know, could have done something better, or, you know, but stand.
I don't know who would know what's going on and then continue performing. Like, imagine you on stage, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can tell. And then they got that, oh yeah, somebody died. You finna be like, all right, bet, keep running the song though. Who finna do that? Somebody died, you finna just keep rapping, bro? Then they say multiple people, bro. Multiple folks died, bro. And yeah, I'm finna, come on, ain't no way, bro.
In there,
Keep it real with yourself, bro.
1000%.
You know, we know that the families of the people who passed are definitely watching this right now. And you know, there's nothing you could say to heal the trauma these families who lost loved ones are going through. But being that you know they're watching, what would you say to them directly?
I'll say to them that I'm always here, and that, you know, I'm in this with you guys, and I love you, you know, and I'll always, you know, be there to help you guys heal through this. And I understand that they're going through, you know, they're grieving right now and they're finding understanding right now. And, you know, it's not just like a right now thing, it's a for everything. And these people that came to the show, they are my family. And I've always had that connection to the people I feel like that listen to the music or came to my shows. And that's why I really, you know, it's really hard on me even just, you know, to even like, you know, man, even, because, you know, they end up, they lost their loved ones, you know? So it you know, it's tough.
It's a real emotion going on.
And, you know, I just want to always just be there for them and just always just be able to just know that I'm going to fix this for the future people, you know, and fix this solution, and fix this problem. I mean, you know, and find a solution to making sure that this doesn't happen in the future, and definitely be a #1 voice for this, you know. Because that, you know, I feel like that's like one of the, what we got to figure out. Because other than that, it's like, you know, the show goes on tomorrow, or, you know, something goes, how
I feel them on this emotion, bro, because it's like, bro, these is your fans, though. Like, your fans died. These people that come out, support you online, support you when you drop music, buy your merch, showed up to your festival, and they died, bro. Like, of course he's sad. I was making fun of him online because he was doing the, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know what I mean? It's funny, it's jokes, but I don't know. I know this man got real emotion behind this, bro.
how does this get fixed?
I'm knowing he
This
having
happened
real
again.
emotion
It's happened
behind this.
before.
Yeah.
You're a father. You know, God forbid when your kids are of age, if they're in a situation like this, you know, I want you to put yourself in those parents' shoes right now. What would you want to see come of this situation if you?
I want to
That was
see
you.
people put their heads together. I want to see people really figure this out, not take this lightly, you know, and really act on it. And that's, you know, that's one of the main things.
But I wouldn't even want to do another show for like a year and a half, boy. Do a concert. Who me? Before just died. No. Give me 2024. I might drop something. I'm straight.
That's
2024.
important. I feel like they gotta just act on it. It can't just be like something that happens and it just roll over. It gotta be something that's taken serious. and addressed seriously, and things formed around it. Time and a lot of time and a lot of, you know, thinking power spent on this, you know, and really fixing, you know, whatever system it is that needs to be fixed, you know.
From the lawsuits to the media coverage, do you feel like you're personally under attack?
Son killing me.
I mean, yeah, you see a name in it and shit, and it's like,
I don't miss the question.
but you know,
Looking at the sun. Hold on, brothers.
at the end of the day, you step in these, you know, and really fixing, you know, whatever system it is that needs to be fixed, you know.
From the lawsuits to the media coverage, do you feel like you're personally under attack?
Most definitely.
Yeah, you see a name in it and shit, and it's like, but you know, at the end of the day, you step in these, you know, you step and you want to do a festival, and you know, when you want to do things and you want to build up, you know, it comes with certain things, right? So I think it's all about how you respond to it, and I think it's all about how you react, right? So I could feel that way, but I think more so about,
I was about to say, with great power comes great responsibility. But that came from Spider-Man. People think that's a deep quote, and it came from Spider-Man, the movie with Tobey Maguire. Anyway,
it's more about how I feel about the response that I care about more so, which is, you know, actually, you know, trying to step in and, you know, really step up to really fixing what's happening and really step up for the safety of concert goers or people in just live spaces, period.
I wonder, is there a way to even prepare for this? Because nobody, like you said, when you're doing the planning for a show like this, nobody is planning for this to happen. So how do you even prepare for something like this to happen?
I don't know, and I feel like when it comes out a little bit more how this could have happened, I feel like that's how we can kind of attack that. But even I was thinking in ways like tech solutions. You know, people come into these festivals with these bands that only scan you in, right? You have all type of tech now that can track your heart, can track your, you know, oxygen levels, can track if you're gonna be sick. You can put things now if you're gonna be, you know, get lost. There's all type of ways now. I feel like that can be the band that only gets you access to entry or to a food line or to food trucks can now be solvable to helping save lives, you know, can now be more of a response to people that are now on site and on ground. I feel like that could be a way, or, you know, even just figuring out what the exact solution, what the exact problem of it was, and dialing more into that. I think you can I feel like there is a way.
that was deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your heart rate get to a certain point, your breathing gets to a certain point, your temperature reach a certain point, something alert, somebody get their little chirp on their phone and they out to you, you know what I'm saying? That's something. That's something they might can do, you know what I mean? It's better than nothing, bro. It's better than, it gotta be something. But I ain't know they had the bands that you can just, you know what I'm saying, let you in. I ain't know this.
I just think it needs to be time spent on figuring that out.
Have you been able to have any personal conversations with any of the families who lost loved ones?
I was able to, but you know, I just want to just respect the, you know, the privacy of the conversation, and I'm thankful for them for even allowing me to have the conversation. So yeah.
How did you feel when some of the families rejected your offer to pay for the funerals?
All things are understandable, and you know, at a time they're grieving and they're trying to find understanding, and you know, they want answers. And it's not about that, you know. I'm always gonna be here, you know, to want to help them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna you know. I gotta continue to just show up for that. You know. I just wanted to make sure that they knew that I was there.
Bro, I don't know what I would do, bro. Like if I'm in his shoes, I don't know what I could do for that family. Cause I'm sure money, okay, cool, you can give me some money, but my child is gone. What is money finna do for my child being gone? You know what I'm saying? That you erase somebody from my life. I can't experience none of these memories I was preparing for, graduation and grandkids and all this and that. All that's gone. I ain't got none of that. I got an empty room in my house now. And you want to pay a couple $1,000s for a funeral. So I can understand the outrage. I mean, but it's like if he didn't offer nothing, he'd get scrutinized for that too. So it's like you got to do what you got to do, being him, and then they gonna feel how they feel after they lost. You know what I'm saying?
For them, you know what I mean, and continue to be there for them. I think that's just more so what it's about for that. Yeah.
Some people say your music played a role in this. Like I've seen them, you know, cite lyrics, you know, that encourage this kind of behavior. I've seen them say your music is demonic and this was a satanic ritual. Do you think your music is to blame?
I mean, no. I'm a man of God. So that's the first thing first. And, you know, so it's just, yeah, that's that. And, you know, your music is just like self-expression, you know what I'm saying? And at these shows, I feel like people kind of like look at things, and if you've been to a Travis show, it's been different layers of shows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think people are just, you know, misconceptions and taking things they're seeing and, you know, all type of things, you know? And I've took pride in trying to, you know, grow from where I was when I first recorded music to now where I'm going in music. So yeah, I just think people gotta, and that's one thing with me is just people gotta kind of, you know, experience it sometimes. And I think that's what it was. You know, people were kind of like, even before, people were hearing about it, they come and experience it and taking away their own thing. And it's always gonna be an outside opinion. But, you know, for the ones that, you know, really believe in me and, you know, understand what I'm about and what I'm doing, no, that's not what I'm, you know, preaching. I always preach like love, always preach understanding, always preach, you know, take care of your loved ones, love each other, you know what I'm saying? Get out your ideas, never let yourselves be stopped, you know? Love one another and step into that, you know?
Ink box tattoos last anywhere
Not
from 1
the
to 2 weeks,
ads.
so they're gonna give you that feel of a permanent tattoo without having to make a.
I mean, I think that's a part of it, but the music does encourage people to be violent at these shows.
I mean,
that's what the rage is about.
I mean, most of the music is me sometimes talking about what I see at the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I'm talking about the shows, you know, and so that's just, you know, the energy, you know what I'm saying? But the energy isn't to come.
But looking at Travis Scott, looking at his energy, he be turned. So if he making music to be turned. He gonna talk about being turned, high energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the club up. What else? What else would his songs be about? That's him. That's his energy.
And start, you know, being ultra violent and just being violent and hurting each other. That's not what it's about.
So it's more so supposed to be entertainment.
Yeah, everything is, you know, and it's about what you experience at the shows and what you see, you know.
Will this change the content of your music moving forward, you think?
You know, what happened here wasn't
I need some curtains.
Travis Scott music. That wasn't, oh, now you need to like switch up. No, I mean, I've made all different type of music in the first place, you know. I've never was just like one lane or one genre of anything in the first place. So I just think it's all about experiences, and I feel like it could be music to come out of it. Lyricism, just emotion. Music is emotion. And music is healing. And you can just find healing and find emotion.
Hold on. This son ain't finna do me like this, you understand? Not on duty. Not on duty. What the fuck? Not on duty. All right, boom. I fixed it. I'm a genius.
In that, and just more progressive. Everything I'm trying to do is just more progressive.
You said you're a man of God, and when I even said that, they say your music is satanic, I saw the face that you made. Where do you think that even comes from? Travis Scott is satanic, Travis Scott is demonic.
I just think it's just things people collect. People look at the internet and they just collect and they look at things and they look at visuals and we have all these theorists and people just thinking they're looking at visuals and don't understand, just the idea of like what art may be or what you're trying to do. They're just making up your own message, especially when you're not out there like yelling the message all the time. It's just, yeah.
And when they say this is a community event, Astroworld.
Yeah,
so they say a community event is a satanic ritual. How does that
that's
make
like
you feel?
It's crazy because it's like I do this for people to have a good time. We have rides, we have games. It's things for people to get off creative experiences. It's not the show is at the end of the day. It's like and that show is just something based on what's just things. It's not like. What? Like, why would we wake up one day and just trying to, that's just evil is not what we're a part of. We're not trying to be a part of that. We're trying to be a part of joy. We're trying to be a part of light. We're trying to be a part of full-blown happiness, love, understanding, people taking care of each other. Community, people to leave from these experiences and want to go out and do good. That's literally what we want. We want to show them these things, We put everything into this festival, this is our third year, so we try to put, every year we put everything into the festival so people can enjoy it. It's not about just come perform. It's things for them to do all day. And different artists for them to experience too.
Has the trauma of this tragedy impacted your desire to perform in the future?
I've always seen performances of art of healing for me. That's why I've always been so into it. I don't know if you looked at like some of the growth from where I've tried to take performance. I've always tried to, I feel like it's the art of healing. I feel like it's a moment where people have a mutual understanding. And
he a better man than me. I would not want to perform nowhere, no time soon. I don't want to see nobody stage. I'm in the room. You understand me?
I feel like the first things first, before anything, is that we address, a lot of safety concerns. I think the first things first is that, because not even just for me, you don't want other, artists to have to go and take a part of that trauma, take a part of that experience, take a part of that, that fear. You don't want concert goers to still be a part of that fear. You want them to feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just the first things first. And I think once we take major steps into moving in that direction, I feel like, it could be cool for people to practice that healing again, and understand that. I don't think people should run away from it and shy away from it. I think, it's a form of healing, no
matter what you do,
I couldn't do it, brother.
Any of your shows in the future, regardless of how much security, how much safety you put in place, you cannot control human behavior.
Yeah.
You can't control 40, 50,000 people doing whatever it is that they do. Does that scare you?
I mean, yeah, but you also put trust in the fans too, to, just have a good time. You just reinstill that and, you continue to practice, when you're on stage to just remind them, you know. And even when they're there, to just constantly have messages to remind them, like, yo, look, you're here to have a good time. We're not here if you see somebody, you know, help another, you know. I think it's just continuing to reinstill that message, I think help that.
And also, bro, you know, when it was certain people was trying to like stop the show or like tell people, hey, stop the show, folks is passing out, folks is dying. A lot of them folks is used to people passing out, so that's nothing to them. And then it's like, bro, you trying to stop a $1 million production. You trying to stop this show that's going on for 50,000 people, and you just one person. Like, that's hard to do. It's hard to stop 50,000 people. That's hard to do.
Mindset.
Yeah, so After a World was one of, you know, several ways you gave back to Houston. Do you think you've, you know, lost that privilege to do that?
To be honest, I haven't really like thought about that, because I've just been thinking about just community healing and, you know, the family's healing and, you know, all those things kind of building back up.
That could take forever though. That, you know, I don't know if you ever truly heal from these type of situations.
Yeah. And, you know, but, you know, through these things, you know, like I say, music is part of healing. And at the end of the day, I just don't think, you know, a Travis Scott show or, you know, an Astroworld show, you know, wasn't the bottom line factor of what happened here, you know? And I think we just got to figure out what that was, what happened. But, you know, having a Travis Scott show, you know, we've done shows, you know, all over. That wasn't the, you know, what happened here, you know, something that happened here, you know? And that's why we want to fix it, because it can happen anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think once we get further along in that, I think, you know, it'd be a little bit more receptive, I feel.
Just you as an individual, when you perform again, what precautions will you take moving forward? Just you, just based off what you can personally
Not the ads again.
You take moving forward.
Here's what $5 a month with Lemonade covers.
I don't want no lemonades. I ain't with no $5. No straight.
I'll do the same thing I'm, you know, been doing, just double, you know, making sure everybody is on post, and, you know, I'll do the, you know, double down on just making sure that everyone is locked in. Everyone is aware, everyone is on response, everybody is on, you know, on it, you know what I'm saying? And look out, try to, you know, if you felt like it wasn't there more, push for it to be more. Push the call and response more with the fans.
Like, what do you mean? Like, are y'all okay?
Or, you know, or like, you know, try to have some sort of call and response with the fans while still being smooth in the performance. Because at the end of the day, it's still performance art. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the general idea about this is you want to make sure that all these factors are done before we even go into these things, you know? Because you want to just, when you go in, you want to have the mindset that, okay, people are going to be okay. We can have a good show. If anything's going down.
I got a question though. We watching this. He's saying what he's saying. He's saying how he feel. He's saying what he think. He's saying what happened from his perspective. But do you feel like in any of this, in any of these words, in any of these stories, in any of these recollections, is he lying about anything? Because he could be. They could have told him stop the show in his ear, and he said, "Nah, we lit, bump that." He having real emotions. He tearing up. His voice cracking. But could he also be lying about something in this? Could he have done more? We don't know. Who's to say?
Be right there to be the first one to get to him, you know. And if there's gonna be any communication, you know, communication. But, you know, I think, yeah.
When you did stop the show, how did you see that one person?
I mean, he was right there. You know, you had you had people like just spread it out. You know, and so I'm looking, I'm like, oh. So I just called down, and, you know, the medics just came in, responded, got him out, you know.
That's the only one you saw that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the only one I saw. And then, when I seen the lights in the back, I just double checked, make sure everyone was okay. I got a response that everyone was okay. Yeah.
How normal is that to see ambulances and
that's what I said earlier. I was like, he looked and he said something about it, like if y'all straight, throw your middle fingers up if y'all straight. They threw him up. He said, all right. He kept it moving. Like, what else can you do? I'm here to put on a show. It's 50,000 of y'all. People are here to handle what happens out there. I'm up here to do this here. It's people out there to handle that out there. I can't do everything. I could try my best, but I can't do everything.
everything else at these festivals?
Well, it was lights, so and ambulance don't really have like red and blue lights.
So you thought it was?
I don't. Yeah, you don't know. You just looking at his lights. That's why I asked. I'm just like, yo, is it an ambulance? It's like, what's going on? You don't know if it's like somebody got some lights up there, doing some turn. You don't know. But it didn't get a response. So, you got a response from the fans. I asked everyone to put their hand up.
You know what I'm saying?
And didn't get a response from anything else. So, just carried on.
Does it make you feel judged when you see videos, circulating of other artists stopping their shows, like to check on fans since Astroworld? Because it's almost like the insinuation from other artists is that, like, you didn't do enough, so we don't want to be like Travis.
I take it as, they're just taking extra precautions, because it might not have been something that, was running through their mind at time before, and they're just taking extra precautions to, make sure they don't run through the same problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I can commend them for that. I've always done the same thing, in my prior shows and at this show. So I feel them. I just think it's been a little bit more, people are more capturing it now, like because of what's going on. I think that's just how the media works.
Do you feel like your team right now is allowing you to do everything that you possibly could do?
And as far as what?
Just as far as like anything regarding to the situation, speaking out,
well,
reaching out to families, whatever.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of legal into it, but at the end of the day,
what else can you do?
I'm human, so I want to do so much to try to like help and heal, and you want to give time.
What can you do? What else can you do?
Want to give time, but I want to be able to like go and start taking these steps to, addressing these. These problems and, getting to the solutions, addressing the solutions and addressing ways to fix these things from happening in the future. Like, and I think that's the main thing. And I've always took pride in trying to lead things and go and attack things and, be the first to jump out and go do it, So I'm more than, happy enough to go.
But then there's the person Travis Scott, but then there's the business of Travis Scott. So I'm sure there's a lot of people around you trying to protect the business.
Trying to protect the money.
So for you personally, like, how much do you want to protect the business as well?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, people have to understand these businesses aren't built because, you Charlamagne and I'm Travis. So it's like, I've always cared about, the fans. I don't give a, it's about them. So it's like, obviously it's like business in this, but I've always been the one that's like pushed back on vocally, like, yo, we gotta, this is about, the fans and, the team has always felt the same way. And anytime I've ever done anything corporately, that's just how I've always been. It's just like, yo, we want to go do things to make sure that the people that are experiencing this product is having the best experience. It's not about, what we could do, like the numbers, like, that's not what we chase here. We chase for people to have the best experience. We want people to enjoy themselves. We want people to walk away with just ideas. Like, wow, this is like,
They say that there's no permanent friends or enemies.
My boy said bump the business.
If anybody decides to back away from Travis Scott on a corporate level, do you care?
No. But I've never jumped into things with people that didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone I surrounded myself with, you know, it's always been, you know, a backbone and, you know, supportive to anything I want to do to help fix anything that could be a good cause, you know. So, you know, I'm thankful for that, you know.
If the families of the victims never forgive you, will you ever be able to forgive yourself? Can you live with that?
Nah, it's tough. You know, it's real tough. Because I want them to really know that my intentions, you know.
Pause. You can't worry about somebody else's forgiveness, bro. You can't live in hope and pray, and you can't put no stock in somebody else forgiving you. Because you can't tell them how to grieve. You can't tell them how to suffer. You can't tell them how to be sad about a situation. You can't tell them how to feel about a situation. I'm not finna, if you don't forgive me, okay. You know what I'm saying? I done apologize for the situation. I done grieved as well about the situation. I done offered money just because, I mean, what else can I offer? If you never forgive me, I can't hold on to that pain with you. I can't hold on to it with you. Like, I'ma heal, you gonna heal, we gonna heal, but I can't let you not forgiving me bother me. That's how I feel.
So, wasn't to harm their family at all. It's for them to come to have a good experience. You know, and like, you know, I've always feel like I have a connection with my fans, you know, through the music. I feel like when they come to see me, it's not just like, oh, they come in it's like a connection. And, you know, sometimes not knowing, you know, people not understanding like artists and where we come from, it could be a disconnect. And, you know, I would love to, you know, instill that understanding and, you know, for them to truly know where my heart's from. You know, it didn't come for me to harm, and it wasn't about a show to keep, you know, at all. You know, it's about for them to have, you know, a very good time, and it's just tragic that it didn't turn out that way, you know.
Do you feel like you're being villainized?
Off top.
I mean, I feel like it comes with being in the seat, you know, and I feel like they pointing the finger at me because it's my festival, or they want to, you know, I am who I am, you know, and it maybe not a lot of like understanding about like what's going on, but you know, like I said before, I feel like I can kind of like take that, in a sense, because my whole career I feel like people have been trying to do that, and I feel like I've shown through actions that that's not my character, that's not, you know, that's not who I am. I'm shining through positive, you know, and I feel like, you know, with understanding and with everything, I feel like people understand that what my heart wasn't there to be the villain, you know. I was there to be like a hometown hero.
You know, the day before Astroworld, there's footage of you discussing the importance of giving back to your community and how much it means to you to be able to do that. Do you think people have forgotten, you know, your heart in all this and what Astroworld was truly about?
You know, I think people, you know, are grieving, and it can get, you know, misplaced with, you know, who cares about that, what's going on right now. But, you know, like I said, I just want to continue to, you know, stay on those stepping blocks and continue to doing the charity I've been doing, and continue to doing the community work I've been doing for Houston, you know. I was doing those things before, not looking for people to pat me on the back for them, you know. I was just doing them simply to make a change. And so you wouldn't be surprised if people don't, you know, pay attention to some of those things throughout whenever you are doing them. But that's not what you're doing for, really. So I feel like at the end of the day, you continue to do those things regardless, you know?
Do you think you'll ever be able to recover from this emotionally?
You know, my grandmother, my dad, my mom,
It's gonna be a tough time.
they've always told me to, you know, put your faith in God and hide behind His wing.
Honestly, bro, I don't know how you hop back on stage, bro. He's safe for him performing his healing, bro, but like for me, I'm gonna be paranoid. Like I'm gonna be like, oh God, not again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anytime anybody pass out, anytime anything go on, I'm gonna be so paranoid about anything, bro. I'm gonna step out on stage and I ain't even gonna feel the same. I'm gonna feel weird because it's like folks die, bro. Like I'm not gonna feel myself. At least for, I don't know, a couple shows, 10 shows, 15 shows, however long, who knows?
And at the end of the day, I think you gotta. I've always told myself, you know, things are gonna get. It's hard, you know. Things can be feeling.
Hold on again. We got 7 minutes left. Hold on again. We bike.
Amazing sometimes, and things can get real hard, you know. And I think how you respond to things and where you channel your emotions is very important, you know, especially at a time like this. And I gave my, you know, it was hard for me to really, because it is the first time anything like this. I've even seen anything like this, heard of it, and it be happening, you know, to this whole community. You know, it just, you know, you kind of just, you want to be able to channel that emotion to just respond, and you got to be strong, man. Stepping in and doing the things for the community doesn't come with being, you know, too weak. You got to be able to, you know, step through these things and show people that you really care. You know, this wasn't just to get to the point to do this, but it was really to create active change, you know? And I think, you know, these are, you know, it's these moments right now where you gotta really show, you know, where your heart is in this thing, you know? And I think, you know, that's what I've always, you know, wanted to do, and, you know, I wanna just continue to do that.
I'm glad you mentioned your family, because that was one of my last questions. Like, how important has family been in this situation?
You know, it's been important, you know, all my family was there too, you know, so it's been important.
Right, like his kids, I think his kids there at the show? I know Kylie was there. If Kylie there and he there, the kids probably there too. Kids, don't they got one? They got the one, I think one on the way. Y'all feel me? Anyway, his family was there, so it's like, and I think she was tweeting live from it or something, or posting live from the show. Like, yeah, everybody went through it. Everybody traumatized.
To be able to have them and bounce back, you know, ideas, and, you know, them grieve with, you know, for those families as well. Pray for those families as well. Continue to, you know, them also being a helping hand as well, you know, which gives me more hands to help. I feel like, which is more important. And, you know, them always having my back to support the idea of want to create this change, I think, you know, at least gives me more confidence that, you know, I'm not in this alone. You know what I'm saying? To help fix this, you know, for the families, for the community.
As a superstar, it's weird, right? Because these same outlets that report on this tragedy, when something like the W cover leaks, then now they want to get back to your relationship.
The
Whether
W
you
cover.
and, you know, Kylie are together or not. Is that not strange to you?
The W cover.
Yeah. So I don't really like only do magazines I like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, a magazine gonna try to like figure out what the fuck they want to figure out, you know? I've never did anything for a relationship for, you know, anybody to try to figure out or put a label on what they want to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know what our relationship is, and, you know, so I just stand strong on it.
So I guess my final question, man, who does Travis Scott ultimately?
I guess the magazine was trying to say they wasn't together or something like that. But then Khloe Kardashian said that they've been back together for like over a year. Hey,
I guess think
who
is
knows,
responsible
Chief?
for this tragedy.
You know, it's crazy because something
What do you
tragic
ask,
happened
bro?
here.
Who does Travis Scott ultimately, I guess, think is responsible for this tragedy?
You know, it's crazy because
Everybody.
something tragic happened here, and
Somebody.
what I've just been trying to, you know, get to the bottom of is just what happened here, how it happened here, and you know, I think the families are owed, you know, that. I feel like, you know, the community is owed that. I feel like we're owed that to just know what happened here, and you know, I don't want to just speak too soon. I just want to figure out, you know, what happened, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like I said, you know, as artists, we just leave this up, you know, to professionals to make sure that we, you know, that fans are having a good time. You know, people are protected and can, you know, leave and have the best experience ever. You know.
You know they're going to pick this interview apart. So is there anything you want to say, you know, to your fans?
Pick it apart.
To the family of
How?
people who lost loved ones. You know,
What did he
before we
say
get
wrong?
out of here.
I mean, I want everyone to just continue praying for the fans. I want people to continue praying for the fans that was lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want people to continue praying for the families. I want people to continue just reaching out for healing. I want people to continue to just be there for each other. And remember that, you know, that love is just, you know, everything. And with that, you know, we can try to cure everything, you know, and take steps into, you know, healing. And I think the more we try to, you know, continue to let people grieve and continue to be there for people and, you know, check in on people and, you know, check in on your loved ones and just, you know, that, you know, I think that's just like one of the most important things. And, you know, staying strong through this while we, you know, figure out what's going on, you know, and bring understanding to these families and to the community.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to send healing energy to everybody involved. The families, you know, those who were lost, yourself, because nobody wants tragedies like this to happen.
Yeah, not at all.
So preventing them moving forward
Sad
is the only thing we
times.
can do.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
Absolutely.
Sure. That love is just, you know.
I mean, I feel like he said the right things. I feel like he had the right emotion. I feel like he had the right answers. Like, is he telling the 100% truth? Who knows? He might not be. There might have been more he could have did, but he didn't do it. He might not be. He might not be. This camera been kind of low this whole time. Beam. But Yeah, man, it's a super sad situation. A super sad situation. And I know there's somebody in his ear trying to protect the business. That might not be his main concern. Because as an artist, your concern is gonna be your fans, bro. Like, you love your fans. Your fans pay your bills. Your fans are the reason you get to do what you love to do. So you got love for your fans, even if you don't know each and every individual one. You love your fans. You know what I'm talking about? So for him to die, bro, you know what I mean? That had to gut him. That had to gut him. You did. I seen somebody say that he shouldn't have did this with Charlamagne. I don't know why. What's wrong with doing it with Charlamagne? Charlamagne is he's a mental health advocate these days. So I don't see what's the Charlamagne beef. You know, who was he gonna talk to? Oprah? He should have talked to Oprah instead. No. This was the right spot. But anyway, man, I'm more likely gonna chop this video up and put it on YouTube. If not chop it up, I'm gonna just post the whole thing. I might just post the whole thing. I ain't gotta edit nothing, just post it up. I might just post it up. I don't think I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna just post the whole stream. But yeah, man, I hope everybody healed from this situation. It's a sad situation for everybody involved. It's a sad situation for Travis and his family. It's a sad situation for the families that lost their loved ones. Like, it's sad all the way around. It's sad all the way around. But anyway, man, I might as well do a YouTube outro since I'm finna upload this to YouTube. What's my YouTube outro? Hey, man, if you're watching this, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe for your boy, man. And I'll see y'all in the next one, man.